So good evening. Thank you all for hopping on to our Sunday night training. We do a Sunday night training every single night for my team to kind of equip you with things that you need to know to help grow your business. One week we can talk about the steps to success. One week we're talking about how we make income. One week we talk about how to work your social media, how to blitz, just different tips like that. And so tonight we're going to be talking about commonly asked questions. So for those of you who are on training, if you have any questions while I'm speaking, just put a comment in the chat and we can go over questions, any other questions that you might have that I have not addressed yet. So I want to kind of go ahead and get into the listing of questions that I have. Give me 1 second while I pull them up. While I'm pulling it up, after we do this call at 9 p.m. Central is our family night call. So we will be stopping at 9 so that we can go to the family night call. It's just something I like to do to make sure that we do the things that corporate is also implementing. So the first question I get pretty often, or that I see pretty often, is what countries are we in, right? People are always wanting to know what countries we're in. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Let's see, share screen. Okay, so here I am. And I guess I probably should get off Facebook. Here I am on the It Works page. And let me see something. Go away. This Zoom thing is in my way. Let's see. Okay. Let me stop share for 1 second. And then I'm gonna start it back up. Okay, this is where I wanna be. Little technical difficulties, but we're gonna be all right. Let me do it from here and see if this is better. Okay, here we go. So I wanted to start off just kind of going to the very beginning and, from logging in and showing you how you are able to see the countries that we are located in. So I'm putting, of course, logging in right here, putting in my username and password. I knew that was going to happen just because it just has to happen. Okay. So logging into the system now. And what I'm going to go to, so whenever you have this question and you have time, so I do want to go ahead and say that I realize that a lot of times we don't have time to go into the nitty gritty if we're on the phone with somebody, if somebody's, somebody's wanting to know immediately. But if they're out of the country, then most of the time you will have time to research this because you're not on the phone with them, right? So when you log into your eSuite, and I clicked on orders, let me go back just so that you can see the process. I clicked on orders, and then I went ahead and clicked enroll new customer, just as if I'm enrolling a customer, getting them started. Right here on the top left, it says choose your country. And this right here is where you can see all of the countries that we're located, okay? To give you a brief overview, we're in Canada. And I don't think I can make this any larger. So we're in Canada, Australia, UK, United Kingdom, Ireland, Belgium, Sweden, Netherlands, France, Germany, Spain, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Switzerland, New Zealand, Italy, and Austria. So, okay, I said that. So those are the countries that we are in. So whenever you have a question about a country, be sure that you know where you can locate the countries that we are located in, okay? So that's a commonly asked question. People always want to know, are we in Jamaica? Are we in the islands? Are we here? Are we there? This will show you what countries that we are in. And, like I said, I know a lot of times you may need to get that quickly. But if you have time, then that's where it is. And then also, you want to be able to share with your new distributors, new people that are coming in. You want them to know, or you want to be able to teach them how to access that information. So that is how to find where the countries that we're located, okay? The next question that I get pretty often is, what helps diabetes, blood pressure, thyroid, different things like that. Let me see. I think I can go ahead and search that. So let me go to, with this answer, I'm going to go to the way where I always find it. Okay. So whenever I'm trying to figure this out, I always go to the Millionaires Academy Facebook page. And I know I'm not there yet. I have a lot of, little chats up. So I need to close all these chats, all my little information, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now so that you can see what it looks like to answer that question. Like if somebody has an issue, like I said, thyroid, if somebody has an issue with blood pressure, this looks amazing, Cammie. Oh my goodness. Side note, if you're not following Cammie Pentecost Dempsey, you need to be following her. She is with our corporate leadership team. Great information on her page. You need to be following Cammie. If you want to be a leader in this company, if you want to grow in this company, then this is somebody that you need to be following. Her name is Cammie Pentecost Dempsey. She's actually the CEO, Mark Pentecost's daughter. Okay, so I'm in the page, I'm on Facebook, and I'm going right now to Millionaire Academy. Somebody's wanting to know what they can do for diabetes. I'll just do that one. Okay, so I'm here in the Millionaires Academy, and then right here, and I see some of you that are already in this page. I'll go ahead and say, if you're not here, send me a personal message, and I will be able to add you to the group. I will be able to add you to the group. So I will do that. Just send me a personal message. But right here where it says search this group, I'm just gonna type in the word diabetes. Okay? Typed in the word diabetes, and lo and behold, look at all the questions. Now, some of them, I see this one doesn't have a response, which is okay. But right here, here's a video, a YouTube video of somebody who talks about diabetes. Here's a question. Hey, what product helps diabetes? There's 7 responses right here. This person talks about fat fighters that helps with diabetes. What would you suggest for someone with diabetes looking to lose 55 pounds? Quick question. I'm right here. I'm always getting asked, does our products interfere, or is it safe either with diabetes or high blood pressure and or cholesterol? Hey, can ThermoFit be? So my point, guys, is that the questions have already been asked, okay? The questions have already been asked, and what you've got to do is you've got to go look for the questions. And a lot of times when I see these questions, I don't always know the answers right off, and so this is where I go to find the answers. Your thyroid, people have thyroid issues. Looks like Shannon asked the question a few times. I think it might be an issue, but anyway, she asked a question a few times. There's 5 comments here about thyroid. There's 8 comments here. And a lot of times, guys, the people who are commenting, it's because they have gotten results from the product. So it's not just, oh, well, their customer told them. A lot of times they are the ones who have gotten on-hand results from using the products, and they have these symptoms. They have the thyroid issues. They have the diabetes. They have the high blood pressure, and they have used these these products to help with those issues. So you definitely want to look in Millionaire Academy. The reason why I do Millionaire Academy is because it has the most people. So I feel like if it has the most people, then they have the most responses. But you can also look in Millionaire Empire, and you can also look into the Young and Free. So you have a few options where you can look to find answers to your questions. Okay. And again, it's right. The search button is right over here under the file section. Okay. So let me go ahead and stop sharing and then go back to the questions. Okay, so another question that I have is, how do you become Fast Start qualified? Okay, so for that answer, I'm going to go into my eSuite. and pull up the document library to show how do we become Fast Start qualified. Good question. It's going to be under the document library. So I'm in my eSuite. Remember, I was already logged in, so I'm going to my document library, and I'm going to go to the report that's called the compensation plan. And the compensation plan is going to go over the requirements to become Fast Start qualified. The compensation plan is actually the first document right here when you go into the document library. So I'm going to go ahead and download that document. Even though I have it saved on my computer, I'm just going to download it again for the purposes of this training. Okay. So here's the comp plan, and everybody has access to this. You know, if you're wanting to know how to make money with It Works, if you're wanting to know how to grow your business, you definitely want to look at the compensation plan and really get a good understanding of the compensation plan. So here it is right here. I'm going to enlarge it so that we can see it. How to become Fast Start bonus qualified. Basically, what Fast Start qualified, this is what it means. This is what it does. Okay, so when you enroll someone, you have enrolled someone into the business, and that person enrolls. They are, first of all, commission qualified, and what that means is they either have gotten 150 in personal bonus volume. That means orders from themselves, orders from their customers, orders from their own orders from themselves or their customers. That's one requirement, is to have 150 in total orders. The other requirement, or they're going to have an 80 BV auto shipment, okay? So their auto ship is going to be set for 80 BV. So that's the second requirement. You've enrolled someone and they're commission qualified, and then they get 2 customers within their first 30 days. Now those customers, guys, there's some things about these customers that are really key. Right here it says qualified. Okay. Basically what that means is not only are they loyal customers that are enrolled into the system, they're qualified loyal customers. And what that's going to mean is the customer, their order has to be over 25 BV. Okay, so energy drinks, they're only 20. That's not going to count. Some of the essential oils, they're 14 or 15 or 18. That's not going to count. Their order has to be over 25 BV. That's the first requirement to be a qualified, active, loyal customer. The second requirement to be a qualified, active, loyal customer is that they do not share an address with anybody else in that particular downline, okay? So let's say you're a distributor, you enroll somebody as another distributor, so you're trying to help them get Fast Start qualified. But that distributor, one of their loyal customers is her husband who lives in the same house with her. Well, that's not going to count. It can count for her volume purposes. It definitely will assist with this 150 PBV. Yeah, it'll count for that. It'll count for commission. She can get paid off of that, but it's not going to count as an active, loyal customer. They have to be someone with a different address, and their volume has to be greater than 25, okay? So if those requirements are met, then because you enrolled her, you will get $100. Now, right now, we have a great promotion going on, and this is, let me think about the dates, August 21st, August 20th through August 25th. We have a promotion going on where if you enroll somebody and they get 4 customers, so when they get the first 2, you'll get $100. When they get the second 2, you'll get another $100. So that's going to be $200 if they get 4 customers. But remember, it has to be in their first 30 days. Okay? So it's really important, just as a side note, to make sure that your distributors are getting trained when you get them in. Like, get them started. Get them started on what it takes to get a loyal customer, starting to make their list, starting to contact people, inviting them to the product call. They can get those customers quickly if they get on these calls as soon as possible, okay? And get those customers in the system. And they might not even have to set up the auto ship if they get enough volume to get 150 in personal bonus volume. So that's what it means to be to be Fast Start Bonus qualified. The new distributor is now qualified, Fast Start Bonus qualified, and you yourself will get the Fast Start Bonus because they have become your new distributor's Fast Start qualified. Now let's talk about payment really quick. Okay, when is this paid out? These bonuses are paid out weekly, and the way it works is the week goes from Saturday to Friday. Okay. So if your person has reached all those requirements in this Saturday to Friday period this week, then she will get paid the following Friday. So let me I'm kind of moving my hands. I don't know if you all can see me, but let me show you what I mean. So your new distributor meets those requirements Saturday through Friday. Okay, so any day of that week in their first 30 days, it's between the Saturday of this week and the following Friday. So for instance, from yesterday to next Friday, they've reached those requirements. You will get paid not this Friday, but the following Friday. Okay? Does that kind of make sense? So you're not going to get paid in the same week that the requirement is met. You got to wait basically another week. And then and it's actually that Thursday. They're starting to pay out the Fast Start bonuses on that Thursday. Okay? Moving right along. I see some questions in the chat. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. What are some more questions that we have? What's a good app to use to set up my posts ahead of time and will post for me at selected times on Instagram? So basically, one app that I've heard of is called Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE, Hootsuite. But for these types of questions, guys, the best thing I would suggest you to do, okay? And I know experience is a great teacher. Can somebody put the link to this Zoom in the GroupMe, the Pathway to Prez GroupMe really quickly? Somebody's asking how to get on. Experience is definitely the best teacher. But I do want to share with you all that a lot of times you might just have to Google the answers and see what works for yourself, okay? So here I am on Google, and I'm literally going to just type that question in, like just type it in. Please mute yourself. This is being recorded. Please mute yourself. Okay. So, app to schedule Instagram posts. Okay. Hootsuite, that's the one that came up first. This one's called the Later. I've heard of Later. Best apps to schedule. Can you all see this? Let me go back to the top. So I just went to Google and I searched app to schedule Instagram posts. So Hootsuite, the one that I mentioned earlier, it came on top. Here's one, Later. I've heard of that. I guess this one is one. This is one too. This is one as well. And then I scroll down a little bit. The best apps to schedule posts on Instagram. Okay. So for these types of questions, I do understand, I will say it again, I do understand that, if I've used something, you kind of want to know what I've used or what I've had experience with. But also, if you want to, do your own research, then you definitely can go to Google and just Google it and see what apps will fit, what you're looking for. Okay. Let's see what other questions that we have. What can I tell my new DT to do while they are waiting on their business kit? Okay, so what your new DT needs to be doing while they're waiting on their business builder kit is, one, I enrolled a DT one day last week. And right when I got up, but before I got off the phone with her, I asked her a few questions. I asked her, where do you see yourself in the business? Like, do you want to really be successful in this business, or are you kind of just doing this as a hobby? And so I wanted to have that conversation with her, just a real genuine conversation with her to see, you know, what her thoughts were. Like, where do you see yourself in this business? Where do you want to go? Because that's going to be really important with me understanding what type of training we have, what type of discussions we're going to have, and how I'm going to be interacting with her. So I asked that question before we got off the phone, like literally after I got the credit card information, put her in the system. So, you know, where do you see yourself in this business? Okay, so that's one thing you want to do. After we had that conversation, I then asked her to create her list of 30 people. I did that before we got off the phone. One mistake that I'll just admit that I did when we were doing the $9.99 special is that I didn't give them those tools before we got off the phone. So when I'm trying to contact them a week later to say, hey, let's work on your 30 list, they were already gone. So you want to go ahead and be proactive and have those conversations with them before they even get off the phone. Let them know what, you know, hey, let's go ahead and get your list. So they don't need their kit. This is before the kit arrives. This is before, you know, before they put the wrap on. So go ahead and start working on that. Okay. Another commonly asked question, how do I use social media as a platform in this business? Okay. For Instagram, for sure, I have a training on Instagram that I can share with you all as my team, that you will have to send me a message and I can send you that training on Instagram. But, okay, so I'm here on YouTube. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I'm here on YouTube. And I just typed in, It Works Instagram training, okay? So I typed in, It Works Instagram training. And I'm gonna go ahead and press enter. Bam. You have one by Jade Hooper. And she's good. I vouch for her. You have Yami Fernandez. I vouch for her. I mean, I'm not going to say I vouch for her, whatever. Alyssa Billiou, she's actually one of my favorites. Jocelyn Yates is really good with Instagram. So you have lots of people here who can help you. And these are all, I recognize all of these names, who can help you with Instagram. You see Jocelyn Yates has a few. Jade Hooper has a few. Okay? Now I'm getting to names that I'm not as familiar with, but you go and watch the videos. They'll tell you different tips that you can use to grow your business on Instagram. I have one as well. So this is how I learned. I went and I watched the videos. I watched several and I pulled something from here, something from there, something from here, something from there. And that's how I grew my business. Now let's say you want to do Facebook. I'm sure I haven't done too much Facebook training, but bam, Jade has one as well on Facebook. Building your business using Facebook. Jocelyn Yates has one. Okay. So there are resources available. Anything you want to know, and I'm trying to teach you how to find the resources that are already available for you. Anything that you want to know about your business, you can find a video on YouTube. I guarantee you, you will be able to find something that can help you. Some of the video, like this video was only 7 minutes. Okay. And then this video is 1 hour and 12 minutes. So I know you can't watch this one, quickly, but if you're really trying to build your business, I know when I was working in corporate America, like we would have hour-long trainings. That was nothing. So if you're building a business and the training is an hour, that's pretty common. Like, that's not too long. That's about average. Okay, let me see. Does the first month order count in a person's 3 month for LC? Absolutely. So if they sign up as an LC today, this is their first month. This is August, and they have an order in September and an order in October. So that's their 3 months. This month counts as 1 month. Okay. I don't see any questions in the chats. Do you all have any questions? Even if you don't think it's a commonly asked question, just a regular question, put it in the chat. I'm not going to unmute the lines quite yet. I want to see if you all have any questions that may be pressing that you might want to ask. Any questions? I'm trying to think of anything else that is like commonly asked that I get pretty often. One question I get for people who are, who have a team under them, I get often is, where do I move? I don't know where to move my new person. Okay. The best way to know where to move someone is to make sure that you have charted. Okay. So you want to chart, and you want to know what your chart looks like. That's the best way to move. So how do you chart? Well, I've done a video on charting. So that's available. You can search that video on how to chart. It's called Charting 101. Okay? But before you kind of grasp or get an understanding of where you want to move someone, you really want to chart first. Okay? Okay, I see someone asked a question about blitzing. We did the blitzing instructional at the beginning of this. So it was recorded, and I will share that with you all. We had Shalom talked about how she blitzed yesterday and was able to get those 35 blitz cards out. So we thank you for bringing that up. But there's also a blitz. I put a blitz video in the chat yesterday that was really good. It's called Belly to Belly Blitzing or something like that, and it was really good on how to blitz. So be sure you also watch that video. I put it in there yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon. Any other questions? Okay, we don't have any other questions. I'm gonna go ahead and end the meeting. Y'all hang on. Let me go ahead and end the meeting, and then we can kind of have a dialogue. Not in the meeting, I'm gonna stop the recording. That's what I mean to say.